Shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Harakah Gadash. The bonus to the apostles and the elders of Great Most Son, Roa. And Shalom to all the brothers doing the work of sincerity and truth. Yeah, I saw this flying around. Found it funny as hell. Cause people having a back and forth, saying like, oh, these men got judged. The church got zapped. And it's funny as hell. Cause as far as it's it's through the will of the Most High, man. Bashim Yahushua, basically. They'd have this come to pass. And it's a sign of the times, man. Now in like the way the current times are now, everyone heavily pushes, that alphabet crew. Heavily pushes these guys. These guys are getting pushed, from every corner, from every spot. And you've had, churches getting down with that. You had, the Pope as well, saying like, oh yeah, these people, they're good, man. They're good. They're covered. But it's not scriptural at all. So that's funny as hell. Exactly right, man. This should burn to the ground in this world. Yes, what? Now I go zapped. So yeah, 160-year-old church. That could be, some Jake could have been. Some Jake could have been slaves up in there, man. Like, who even knows? They could have been doing like Goodbye Uncle Tom, man, where they had them in the basement doing a madness. Doing that madness. But hey, it got zapped, man. Let's see, a little smoke. Struck by lightning. Yeah, like it said, we're celebrating. It's that month. And it's funny because people all doing it, celebrating this shit. But then what, what you really celebrating? But it's all, these guys are completely within, they're within the mindset of the beast, man. They're basically wandering after the beast. They're all with all that wine, man. Heavily with that wine, because that's the only thing that directs what is like. Oh, okay. Oh no, this is cool. Okay, this is not cool. Because same thing with women, women's lib. That's the same thing. It's like, oh yeah, women should be able to work and do it. They're only saying it because why? Because they're looking at from they've just been brought up in the mindset of this place. So like, oh yeah, all their opinions are basically just they're caught within that web. That's the same thing. It's like all these people, different nations, they come over. They'll come from India. They'll come from different parts of Africa. They'll come from South America. They'll come from wherever to these spots where Esau holds sway, the Western world. And even when they're back in them lands, when they're watching the TV, they're doing whatever, these guys are all getting caught up in that wine. And then the Alphabet Gang is a big part of that. That's dumb been a big part of that. Lo and behold. But it's, there ain't no profit in it, man. So I read this verse, Acts 7:40. It says, "Howbeit the Most High dwelleth not in temples made of hands, as saith the prophet. Heaven is my throne and earth is my footstool. What house will you build for me, saith the Lord, or what is the place of my rest?" Yeah, and you guys are dealing with the physical buildings. Like, okay, yeah, you're just gonna come and it's like, oh yeah, God's in my church. We always tell these Christians like God's in my, like, well, no. The physical temple, that was for a season. It was a shadow of things to come, because then what? Afterwards is what Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is basically what the kingdom of heavens and us is being built in us, man. We're having basically no need for the physical building. We're just gonna have that direct relationship once we're perfected. But as far as for now, it's physical location isn't needed, man. But it's, again, these guys are caught up in the web, man. That's that Christianity, that's become part of the beast, man. Because Matthew 28 says, it goes when the word goes out to the four corners. If it was the Christians, bro, it's done. Esau's done taking it to everyone. Esau's done come through, whipped out the sword, chopped up, massacred the man them, and then and then left it. So that would already be spread. So it's obviously not about that Christianity. But these guys are simple as hell. It says what? So Matthew 5:17 says, "Think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill." Yeah. So when Yahushua was on the scene, he said, "What? I'm not come to destroy, but to fulfill." Because the law's not going to be done away with, like these guys are trying to see. When you go down into the comment to that tweet, the first one I was playing, people are talking about, oh, you need the Alphabet Gang up in the chat. I was like, bro, you guys are sorely mistaken. Because it's one thing if you repented and you ain't, with that lifestyle, you basically keeping the laws to the best of your ability. But then it's another thing if you meant to, a guy's doing criminal acts still, and then just gonna be up in there, you meant to be blessing that, like you having a laugh. But that's again, it's all with the sway of this beast, man. It's all with that. That's the mindset how they get. Same as when before it got a grievous wound and was healed. Back in the time that the Romans, they had whole systems built, for how they're going to be getting down with criminality. This is what, "Think not that I am come to destroy the law of the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass in the law, till all be fulfilled." Yeah. And the law's going to be within us, man. Israel's basically going to have the law put inside them. And afterwards, and we're going to be judging the earth. So of course the law's still going to be instated. We're not just going to, okay, the law's in us, then we're just going to go down and have some pork chops. That don't make no sense. Or we're going to have, the heathen just chilling there, sucking on the octopus's arm or leg or whatever the fuck, next to us. Meanwhile we're judging them. And give me a break. So it says, whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments and shall teach men so, he shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven. But whosoever shall do and teach them, the same shall be called great. So yeah, teaching men what you can just go through and continue with crime. That's complete opposite of what we're meant to be out here doing. But lo and behold, that's part of the beast. All the wine, all the confusion, that dust that's being spread, man. Dust. But yeah, I'll leave it there. Shalom. Yabashim Shabashim Gokodash.